if I can make food creative and fun, that's inspiring to me.
Hey, this is Michelle, and you're listening to Words with Michelle, the podcast, a show where I sit down and have conversations with influencers on a range of topics, anything from natural hair, employment, discrimination, food, relationships, and everything in between. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. If you want to send me an email, hit me up at michelle@wordsmichelle.com. Thanks for joining me on the latest episode of Words with Michelle, the podcast. I'm excited to share with you one of the change makers that I highlighted in my book. I was fortunate enough to catch up with chef extraordinaire Amanda Hamer, founder and owner of the catering company Edible Bliss 11. I started the show with a clip of the very first time I interviewed Amanda back in 2015. I didn't really know her very well. I only saw her on the competition show Donut Showdown, and I had to meet her. Y'all know I love donuts, right? Thankfully, she lived in Toronto, and I met her at a networking event hosted by Emily Mills, founder of How She Hustles networking platform. And ever since that, I've been a fan. In this episode, I catch up with Amanda and find out what's been going on in her fantabulous career. I tell her why I include her in my book, and she shares some of her goals she plans to crush. I start off the show asking Amanda to introduce herself. Thanks for being on the show, Amanda. Thank you, Amanda, for joining me today on the podcast. Can you tell the audience a bit about you?
So my name's Amanda, aka Edible Bliss 11, which is my company's name. And in 2018, I took a leap of faith and I just quit my job and I just started pursuing catering. And I haven't looked back since. There's been many times where I've said, "What am I doing? Like, just go get a 9 to 5." But then there's something within me that's just like, I can't. I'm meant to be my own boss. I am meant to show the world what I can do in terms of cooking and baking. And I am meant to thrive with my creativity. I'm meant to thrive. So in I have a lot of bigger adventures and things that I want to put forth, but I just know that it takes time, you know? So looking back, I just realized, why didn't I do this sooner? But again, everything's on God's time. So I've created my own menu, which is an influence of Asian, Canadian, and West Indian dishes. Um, During the pandemic, I did like, you know, when all the restaurants were closed down, I did like private indoor dining for people, which was exciting, which was a little scary but exciting at the same time. And I grew from there. And then now I do offsite catering. I don't have an establishment, a brick and mortar just yet, but I do offsite catering. And even if people just want individual dishes, I can accommodate that as well. I do parties, I do small weddings, I do just a whole any type of entertainment that you need, even office gatherings. If you need food, I am your girl.
And I can
Yeah.
attest to that. Amanda is the
Yes.
greatest.
Thank you.
It's the truth. Honestly, like just, I know I have to speak about the Jamaican rum cake cheesecake.
Yes.
I have brought so many people. People have tried it. I've talked about it so much that my coworkers at the time just went out and got it because that's how much I talked about it. Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah.
Thank you.
I have to. Yeah, I mean, and I'm not saying it's because I love Amanda. It's just Amanda's food is good. So I mean, like
Thank you.
I've actually had because speaking about the blog post or the Instagram post that you talked about working at Fuse, I had your donut and chicken. You
Yes.
that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Yes.
That was
That
really
was a
good.
signature dish there at Fuse. The don't and that was a spin-off of me being on the Donut Showdown a couple of years
Ah,
back on the Food Network, which was actually, you know, put on my vision board to be on the Food Network. And so that came true as well. So, you know, manifestation is very real.
Yes, and you're
Yeah.
right, the timing too, because I mean, like honestly, like I had stuff on my board too, and when it came through, it shakes you though. Are you all you're always taken aback because you're like, oh my God, that actually happened. When
Yes.
it actually happens, and this is the reason why I wanted to catch up with you, and that's what the topic of today is catching up with Amanda Hamer because you're in the book, and we met so long ago, and I wanted just to talk about your growth and what has happened since 2015. I believe
Yeah.
blog post was in 2015. So what's been going on because it's 2015 is a whole decade ago. What has happened? Let's just say what has happened since even like you mentioned the donut showdown. What has happened since then?
Well, after the show, people just wanted donuts. They just wanted donuts, donuts, donuts. And then I think somebody had tagged me in Facebook because back then Facebook was more popular, and someone making a rum cake cheesecake. And then I went online I went on the post to see if I can find the recipe and blah blah blah. So I just kind of made my own, and that was the best decision I ever did because it's just been a journey and a fun journey and just a wow journey. Like what? Like how did you even like? I always give credit to that person who I saw the recipe from, but I still have to take credit because I made my own recipe from it, right? Because I couldn't find the recipe online, but I've fed Justin Trudeau that cheesecake. I've fed like over 500 people that like at one gathering for that cheesecake. Like and just the response that I get was mostly when I say this is a Jamaican black cake cheesecake. They're like, "What? Can you say that again? Like, what did you just say?" So they're amazed at the combination and never even thought of putting that combination together. And then when they taste it, it's a whole different level, you know? So I've even back then, I don't believe I had my menu set up, but just word of mouth, my just my desserts and the cakes that I was doing at the time and my food just kind of went viral. It just kind of people just started talking and spreading the word to their girlfriends or their auntie, their uncles, and like, hey, I know this great chef and whatever. I didn't have a menu up, I didn't have a website yet, and so I finally maybe a 2016 20 I don't even think I had it in 2018. I can't even remember exactly when. Maybe around that time is when I curated my website, and I just got really positive feedback from it. And the reason why it's the menu is West Indian, Canadian, and West Asian is because my best friend, she's from Laos,
Mm.
and when we were kids, we used to cook a lot together and just be creative with each other. And then I'm Canadian. I'm proud Canadian. And then my mom is from the West Indies. She's from Guyana. So, and my dad's from Trinidad. So I love,
Trinidad? I
yeah.
didn't know that. I didn't know you
Yeah.
were. Oh my God, my family's from Trinidad. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. A lot of people think I'm Jamaican. I don't know
Yeah.
why. Maybe because I had dreads back then, and I don't know. But everybody always thinks that all Black people are from Jamaica. So whatever. It's a great country that I love. Anyways,
That's funny.
so I kind of just stuck with the guns, and just it was scary at first, thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna quit my job in 2018, and I'm gonna start cooking for people. And the other thing is too, when you're working in a restaurant and someone doesn't like the food, you can blame the whole staff, right? If something goes wrong. But when you take a leap of faith and you start your own catering business and if somebody doesn't like the food, they can only blame you.
Mm.
So that was a little scary as well. So I just kind of came into my own, and I was just like, okay, I've got to own this. You know, I got to perfect my recipes. I've got to just let my friends be guinea pigs and tell me which one they like best, or how should I do this, and I've just gone into a place where I stick to the same recipes. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Just stick to it and just keep going. And that's what I've been doing. You know, so a lot of people, they call on me, and I have the biggest catering I've ever done in my life was about 500 to 600 people at the Globe and Mail. That
Wow.
was that was astonishing. Like I still look back and I can't believe that I did that. You know, um, what else? And just like little caterings here and there,
How did you get that from the Globe and Mail? How did you get that gig?
hookups. Like I just know people who know people,
Yeah.
and yeah, and I just established a good, repertoire with them, and then so I'm blessed to know a lot of people in the community, and then I'm just blessed that a lot of people have faith in me, so they pass my name on, and
Yeah.
so I just, and that's another reason why I need to build a team because I can't do this alone. But the people that I have in my team, I have to trust, and
Yes.
it's almost like I want them to be like a doppelganger of me. They have to think like me, bake like me, cook like me, like, and just have the
Um,
work ethics like me, because I'm very serious about my business, because my reputation is very important, right? So when I bring these people on, like, I want them to be able to replicate and do what I do. So right now it's like I'm hustling, I'm doing it all by myself, but eventually I'm going to burn out, so I need to hire more people to bring on with me. But the goal is to, I think right now I'm in a season where God's preparing me in the background for something bigger. um, but right now I'm being humble. I'm still doing my catering on the side, but right now I'm working with kids.
yeah.
So yeah, and that's exciting too, because I'm opening up their palates to different types of textures and foods and smells, and stuff that they wouldn't normally get at home, right? So my my adventure with this catering is, and the other reason why I'm working with these kids and I love it, is because Kenneth, who's my counselor back when I was like a teenager, allows me the freedom to do whatever I want. So I'm not to cook, like, there's no structure. So I cook whatever I feel for the kids. And I love that.
It was great hearing what's been happening with Amanda since our first interview. In the next portion of the interview, I want to let Amanda know that she is loved in the city. People love you, Amanda. You
Yeah.
must, right? Like you said, you have a big following, and we will follow everything you do because we
Yeah.
like you. And you also are a good person. I think it's also your spirit,
Yes.
and you are very supportive, and because of that, you bring a lot of people.
Everything you just said is on point. And I'm at this point right now in my life where I'm owning all that. Like,
Mm.
all the good qualities that people say about me, I'm owning. I'm not going to shy away from it because it's true.
And that's kind of the reason why I had you in the book too. Like some of the stuff that you said was your section was sometimes taking in an L is worth it. And wasn't saying I was taking an L, really taking a loss, but kind of like you don't know what your actions are gonna, what the consequence of your actions are. That's basically why you're in. And I did learn from that because sometimes even if you think you're gonna make a mistake, it's not really a mistake because you're learning
Yeah.
so much from that. And
So
that's
much.
so
Yeah.
true. It's
Yeah.
so cool, right? Lessons are
And the other thing is, I don't think they underestimated me. And sometimes I like that when people underestimate me. And then I don't, because I'm not a bragger. I don't say nothing. I just show. I
yeah.
just show and prove. And some of my the bosses, they underestimated me, and later they found out who the fuck I was. Like, it is what it is.
That's right. That's right. Who's underestimating you? I'm sorry, man. I don't know why would anyone? Because I mean, like, if you have eyes and you understand and you see passion, and we saw your passion in your food, we saw your passion in your work, right? I've
Yeah.
been to events, I've been to, you've been at most of the events I've been to, like, I mean,
Yeah.
back then. So I mean, I don't see how anyone underestimated you. Like, I don't understand it. Like,
They
I'm really shocked to hear you say that.
they didn't do their research.
They clearly did. No,
They
but like, who wouldn't? If you're asking someone to do something, wouldn't you do your research? I mean, like,
Exactly.
you
Well,
know,
they know now. So, I mean, I can't get into
yeah.
the nitty gritty of things, but
I will say, you don't need anyone. You can do
no,
this on your own.
I
You've built such a following. I think. I
yeah,
mean, like, because I've first of all, I've seen Amanda everywhere. Like, you've been and done everything, right? Like, I've
yeah,
seen were you on City Line
I
at some
was.
point?
I've also won the Buy Blacks twice, 2019, and then this year I won the Best Baker
What?
award.
You know
So
you
I
deserve that. You deserve
yeah,
that. So
yeah,
that's a given. That's a
yeah,
given.
yeah, for sure. And I'm just, Roger and his wife Camille Dundas are just great supporters of Black people in restaurants and catering. And
Yes.
some they realize that the industry is hard. It's hard in itself being a caterer, or even just owning a restaurant. So the fact that they highlight Black even just across Ontario, they do it. Restaurants and catering companies. It's so heartwarming to see, you know? So I commend people like that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. I mean, we want to, that's one of the reasons why, there's people that, highlight what's going on in the city. We need to know who to support, or actually not even who to, but I mean, my thing is I don't have to taste things. I gotta taste it first. I need to make sure that things are legit.
Yes.
I only think about people that when I have it, because if I like it, I'm very loyal to it. I will not stray. Like honestly, like there are a couple of places that I love, and I'll always keep talking about them because I really places and people in places.
Yeah.
If you hear me, I talk with the same people over and over because I've experienced these people. I love
Yes.
these people. I've experienced this food. I love this. You know what I mean? I experienced your food. I had your
Yes.
food, so I can
Yeah.
definitely say yes. And I like exposing people to you as well. I love.
Thank you.
So then you kind of spoke about the Globe and Mail, but what are some highlights? You did go through a lot of things already, but are there some career highlights that you've had within this time?
Yeah, well, the restaurant it's a highlight for sure. Even though I had to leave after a year.
Well, you did mention Justin Trudeau, like the former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, having the rum, like, tasting it and loving it.
Yes. So that was exciting. I didn't even know that he was going. My friend just hooked me up because she's just like, I need a platter of this, I need a platter of that, and just send it to this address. And I was like, oh. So I went and just set it up, and then I turned around and then he's there. And I was like, whoa, that's huge.
Hold up, you
So
didn't know? You didn't know that you were serving?
no, not until I got there. Not because even the way they had to usher him in, it was all secret service and like just, like up the stairs and to the back, and it was just exciting. Like I was just told to keep it on the hush hush. So then afterwards, after they took pictures and stuff like that, I was able to talk about it. But even just getting even those connections that I have of people in the city that are, in big places. I am so grateful for it, you know. Um, um, what other highlights? I think the other highlight is just working with the kids, like going back to the basics, back to my neighborhood because that's where I grew up, that's where I learned how to bake, in Regent Park. So just giving back to the kids has been um it's been wonderful, and I think it's really humbling me. There's two organizations that I work for throughout the year or throughout the months.
Mhm.
So the first one is St. Bartholomew's Children's Center, which I actually grew up in as a kid. And then the other one is a Dixon Hall Music School. So the Dixon Hall Music School is, we cater to kids after school who would normally just go to McDonald's to get fries or a hamburger, and some of these kids, they just don't get fed at home, you know? Um, and so we know that they look forward to eating 3 or 4 days a week at the school music school. So I provide healthy meals. I make sure they have their salad every day. And I cook an array of dishes, even if it's like curry chicken and a little bit of spice and barbecue chicken, whatever the kids, Asian kids, the Muslim kids, the white kids, they all eat and they enjoy themselves and their belly is full. And I think that's the goal for Kenneth Slater. He just, because one time the kids came into the program, and the first thing they do is don't even say hello, good afternoon. They just look in the fridge and they're looking for juice and they're looking for food. And I was like, I kind of got like a little upset. I was like, what are these kids doing? Like they have no manners. And then he's like, I'm like, all they do is go in the fridge and looking for food. And he's like, he looks at me, he's like, that's the way I want it. I want them to feel like they're at home. And then I
Oh,
just got it. I got the concept that he's trying to create for these kids. He wants them to feel like home, and he wants them to remember back when they get older that there was a community, there was somebody who cared about them, cared enough to feed them, because food is nourishment for the soul. And so I'm glad that I'm able to provide and be part of this. And like, this is me giving back to the community. So there's that's a highlight for me.
that's sweet. Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
what I've seen those meals. I've seen the chicken and the fried rice and all. I look at my lips when I was when I look just lucky kids, man. But
Yeah.
they deserve it. So then from the opposite end of the highlight, but there's still things on your vision board. Just say that.
There's still things on my vision board, and I how do I say? I think my goal is to. I was part of the last year as part of the food labpreneur, however you say it.
Foodpreneur?
The
Foodpreneur? Was it food?
foodpreneur, yeah, foodpreneur, and their course was about 9 months,
Yeah.
and I felt, how should I say? I felt like I was in the middle, meaning that a lot of stuff that I was taught, I already know,
Okay.
and I wanted to be in the scale course, which was another course that I wasn't able to be put in, only because I want to learn how to scale my product, my Jamaican rum cake cheesecake. I want to get it out there to the world. There's people in California, Jamaica, waiting for this product, but I'm stuck at how to scale the product.
What do you mean scale? You mean like to do it like to sell it like okay,
Dis-
so
Distribution.
oh,
Yeah.
and then to maybe trademark it or something like that, like trademark
Yeah.
it and actually have it like either if it's frozen or whatever, something like that.
Yes, exactly. So
Okay.
that I can have it in Loblaws, so that I can have it in Sobeys, I can have it in sort of high end stores that will, carry the product, because it is an artisan unique
Yes.
type of product, right?
Yes.
So, I'm grateful for being a part of the program, but I wanted to learn how to scale.
Yeah.
So,
It's
mhm.
hard. You know what? It's so hard when you do everything on your own. Like that's what I'm hearing. Like I mean, you do have a good team. Like you definitely have good people around you. But it's hard when it comes down to it to do everything because you
Yeah,
can't know everything and do everything. Like,
exactly.
like for me, um, it's hard. Like, you know what I mean? I was working with like a coach, she's my friend, and she's like, Michelle, you should be able to do this. But there's so many things in your life that goes on. Like
I
you
know.
go through death. And I totally understand because I dealt with my brother's death, still dealing with that, dealing
Yeah,
just dealing with life. It's so hard
it
sometimes
is.
to concentrate. So that's what I'm hearing. And I get it, you
Yeah.
know. I mean, we do need people in our lives that will step in and
Yes.
do the business. I mean, we do need business, but I think I know I have my certain skill set, and if I know I can't do something, I want to hire someone. I want someone in my life to do it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, for
That's,
sure.
so hopefully, I'm hoping that that works. We can you can get someone to help you with that because yeah, we do. We need people to
We
support.
we do. Like, we just can't. It's a lot of hats to wear, especially as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, it's
You
so
know.
hard. It's really it's sometimes it's depressing because you stress so much and then you get nothing done. You know what I mean? You
Oh, I
get
know.
it's
Oh, I
it's
know
the
that.
worst. It's the worst. We know we love the Jamaican rum cake cheesecake. What's another product that you have that other people are the love as well? What's the next thing?
So I have a sorrel cheesecake.
Oh yeah, I never tried it. Yeah. I
Yeah.
have tried that.
So I have a carrot cake, a cheesecake as well. I also do an apple caramel cheesecake, which the
Oh,
caramel I made from scratch.
I would love that. Yeah.
I love to brag that, I make it from scratch, because there's nothing better than tasting the authenticity of something that's just made by hand, as opposed to opening a can of caramel and putting. It's just not the same, you know. Um, so then for my gluten-free people, I make gluten-free desserts as well. A lemon curd, and then a truffle. A very not vegetable, a fruit truffle as well. So if you go on my menu, you'll see there's a lot of different types of desserts that will satisfy a lot of people. Bread pudding, salted caramel bread pudding. Yeah, I just love my desserts, and I just love feeding people those things. When they eat it and their eyes light up, it satisfies my soul. So yeah,
I saw Brandon Gomez eating your rum cake cheesecake, and when you get Brandon Gomez, you're gold. That is so amazing. So when I saw
yeah,
that, I was like, oh my God.
yeah, yeah. Got him to do it. Even yeah, like there's a couple of well-known Canadians that I've gotten to try the Jamaican rum cake cheesecake, and all were in unison, just loved it as well. So yeah, that's why I need to get this out to the masses.
I asked Amanda what's one thing she had to change or alter since starting her catering.
I think I want people to know that I stopped doing cakes because I just think that the time that I put into making these cakes, it wasn't worth the value that I was charging. And
Ah,
yeah,
you mean the rum cake you mean, or cakes in
no,
general?
just cakes, birthday cakes.
Oh, birthday cakes.
Hmm.
Okay, so we'll just say
So
that.
I stopped doing that, but I still do. If you go on my menu, you'll see that I still do the rum cake, sorrel cheesecake, the carrot cake cheesecake, all those types of, and other desserts as well. But just the birthday cakes, I used to do birthday cakes that were shapes of cell phones and shoes and just all
Ah,
these exotic things. And
right. Oh, you're
people,
right.
yeah, like people just didn't understand the time and effort that it took. And I'm self-taught, like, and people just thought I was a wizard at doing these things. And I was like, you know what? I'm putting too much pressure on myself. So I just kind of stopped doing that. But the other thing I want to say is that, um, you know, people see me and you may be friends and whatever, but like if you really want to support an entrepreneur, stop asking for discounts. Stop thinking that you can get things for half the price. And if you look at my work, I, I'm not making mac and cheese out of a box. Like I'm making gourmet, using good ingredients and plating things properly. Like I don't understand that the lack of the people's mentality when they want these a spread, a very nice spread with a champagne taste, but a beer budget. You can't expect, like food prices, for example, since COVID have like gone up. The price of oil, all of these things, and people are not these groceries. People know that even eggs, they've gone up in price. So what makes you think that you can get the food that we prepare from entrepreneurs from our hands, and you can get it for next to nothing? So I think I want to send that message out there to people that food is not cheap. Again, if you can't afford a caterer's price, then go elsewhere. Stop expecting your friends to hook you up all the time.
Okay,
So
who's asking Amanda for discounts? I need to talk to you. Like, I mean, and not just Amanda, but who's asking people for discounts for food? This is what I do. When I know I want something, and if I know I can't afford it, then I'll ask for the price. And if I know I can't afford it, then that's the end of our conversation. I'll be like, thank you for telling me that, and that's
that's
it.
it.
I
That's
will
it.
never go to anyone and say, give it to me for this. Absolutely not. I know the time and the skills that you have. I don't have those skills, so I must pay for that. This is what, you know what I mean? Like,
But you're a smart girl.
but
That's what it
I mean,
is.
I don't think it has to be smart. I think it's just it's common sense. It's like, and it's a respect. I respect
Respect,
what
yeah.
you do. I mean, like the thing is, because I think it's also because I'm a foodie and I love it. And if I love it, I will pay anything for it. And that's how I am. I don't care. I'm not gonna be like, Amanda, hook me up. I would never do that because I respect what you do and I like it. I taste
Yeah.
it. We're all
Yeah.
business people. And it's not even just because I'm a business person and you're a business person. It's just because, well, that's your creation. I'm not
Exactly.
gonna go to a store and say, no, I don't want to pay for that shirt because it's too much money. I'm never gonna do it. So I don't think once if someone I think back in the day I would be like, yeah, I'll do it for less. If someone wanted me to write for them or for edit or to proofread, yeah, of course, to be like, yeah, I'm at the point that I've proved
Yeah.
myself. I have absolutely no reason to go down in price. If you know,
Exactly.
I'm not doing that anymore. and,
Exactly.
and I just want to say, please don't do this to Amanda's food is good. That's all I'm gonna say. That's my personal thing. Don't.
Well, I know now that I can just I walk away from it. I just like,
Yeah,
really.
yeah, so yeah, you are Amanda Hamer.
Yeah,
You-
thank you.
you're
And thank you for
Amanda Hamer.
saying it like that. Like I just, it's taken me a good 10 years to be like, you know what? No, even my cousin was like, "No, you're Amanda Hamer.
Yes.
You have proven yourself." Eh, The party that I threw the other day, they I don't know, it wasn't mainly because of me, but someone slid in my DMs was like, "Oh, they're moving venues because they're trying to accommodate so many people." He's like, "Your name holds value or volumes." And I was like, I didn't even look at it like that, but I was like, okay, but stuff like that, people know who I am around the city,
That's what I'm
you know?
saying. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna say you're Amanda Hamer. For God's sake. She's Amanda Hamer. She's a black Canadian change maker, y'all.
Right? Thank you. Thank you for that. And the other thing I did say to you, when once I got the book and I was looking at it in awe, like, when we're gone, like 100 years from now, this book will still be around for people to read, that these change makers were here in Toronto. And so thank you for documenting me and putting it into writing and publication, because that's just phenomenal. I love that.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, why not? I mean, the thing is that you guys have unwittingly, and I say that unwittingly, have challenged me and have been a part of my life. And but you guys are change makers, though.
Yes.
The thing is, we don't give enough credit to the people, like, and that's why I started my blog. I started my blog because I did not think we were getting enough credit for the
Yeah.
things that we do. Like, I mean, like when I speak to you, when I speak to like Jonathan Shaw, I mean, Jonathan Shaw worked at two black-owned radio stations. You guys are all change makers. You
Yeah.
changing the game,
Yeah.
changing
Yeah.
the game. And I felt like, that's why the blog happened. And I just luckily thought, let me put these people into a book. So I wanted to say thank you for taking this time to catch us up
Thank you.
and
I
learn.
just wanted to say one more thing that was a great highlight for the past, from since the last interview to now, is as a kid, I always was at the Toronto Eden Center, just hanging around, whatever. And to have my product in one of the major malls in the city was just phenomenal too. So the Black-owned Toronto store was at Eden Center and Scarborough Town Center, where a lot of people got to taste my product. And some of them I never even got to meet, but I would hear, or people would come up to me and was like, "Hey, you're Amanda. I actually tasted your product. I would travel from such and such just to the mall just to buy your product." And it was so good. So that really like touched me, to know that people really loved it. So that's a huge highlight, to have my product in a major mall.
Yes. Okay, cool. Again, thank you so much for sitting down with me. And I'm looking forward to having some more food. I will be
Yes.
finding you wherever you're at. I will find you.
Awesome. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. I'd love to hear from you. Send me a message or share your thoughts on social media on my Instagram page at WordsWMichelle, on TikTok at Words with Michelle, and my YouTube channel at Words with Michelle. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a message on Spotify and Apple Podcasts so more listeners can find the show. Until next time, bye.